Hey everyone, and welcome to AC Academy. Today we are going to review Algebra 1, Section 2.1.3, Geometric Sequences and Exponential Functions. This one should be pretty quick. It's just asking, what are you observing from the graph? You might have a few questions like this. There might be multiple choice on the questions. I'm just going to state some general assumptions and what you should and shouldn't do whenever looking at these plots. So let's go ahead and step into it. Let's look at, let's call this plot A here, and then let's call this plot B. Okay, so let's take a look at A. What is the true statement about the function? One thing that someone would say, regardless of what, rather, it would depend what the question is for this function. One thing someone shouldn't say is that, oh, there's an asymptote at y equals 200,000, right? So that this plot never crosses 200,000. Though it may look like it, you don't know if this plot's going to go like this, right? So you can't define the asymptote based on ungiven data. You can't assume anything of the plot when it's not provided to you. That might be a an answer choice there, right? What you can say about this plot is that the slope is continuously the values for this graph are positive, right? So you say x equals 0 here. So this might be like a time domain plot or something like that. And you can say that the slope is positive, rather, for as time or as x increases, this function is continuously increasing, right? So you can't say that. And that's probably about all you can truly say about this. You can't say that there's an asymptote at, let's say this is x equals 120. You can't really say that either, because if this plot, I'm going to exaggerate it, but if it does cross this and ends up over here at 140, you'd be wrong in assuming that it stops at 120 or 200,000, right? So you can just say the slope here is positive. This might represent, and I'm going to take a guess here without measuring any points. You could go through and measure some of these points and come up with an equation for this plot. This could be in like x squared plot or x minus or x plus 2 or something, or 20 squared to shift it over. And this one could come up like that as well. But again, the data's not given, so I would say don't assume anything. And we know that the slope here is positive and that this plot is increasing as x increases. Okay, looking at plot B, what can we say here? We can say that there's an asymptote at y equals 0. So at y equals 0, we can see here that as x increases, you get close and close to 0, but you never cross 0, right? So this can go to x equals, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000, and you won't cross this line. And I understand on plot A, I said you cannot assume anything that you don't see, right? That is true, but for this case, right? You can look at this plot and understand that there's an asymptote, but you can't assume the same thing. Let's go on this side. You can't say, this looks like x equals -6. There's an asymptote there. I don't think it's going to cross that. You can't assume that because it isn't shown where this plot stops, really, in a sense, if that makes sense. If you have questions about that, put it in the comment section. I'll see if I can find a better definition for it. But on this case, it is showing that as these x values, as these x values increase, the plot goes down and it gets close to 0, but then it flattens out as in about this range here, right? And that's in general what you can say about the plots here. There's nothing too special about asymptotic plots or taking observations from a plot. One thing I will say is do read the question. If this one's saying that, if this one's, I don't know, financial years from time from your investment date to the time, the amount of days in the year or something like that, you know that you cannot go backwards from your investment date. It doesn't work like that. So this one, you're originally investing, let's say 270,000, and it's asking you, I don't know, what can you say about the function? You can't say, well, at negative 50 days, you'll have 115,000 or something down here. Again, so make sure you're reading the question, make sure you're looking at the whole plot and making general assumptions about if there's an asymptote in the plot, if the plot is shifted over, or if you feel like you're assuming anything that isn't provided with a given plot. Anyway, I said it would be quick, but thanks for watching. If you have any specific questions from your homework or any projects, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and I will get to it as soon as possible. All right, until next time. Thanks.